Hello, my name is Annie, your favorite data girl, and I'm here with
Lambi.
And this is
The Evolution Table. Today we have one of the biggest names in sales, and trust me, this episode is going to be a banger. Let's welcome
Bruno.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you so much for being here, Bruno. And for those people who do not know you, we want to know you. And this is the evolution table, by the way. On this table, we are breaking everything breakable. We are talking about career. We are talking about backstage that people are not saying.
Yeah.
So for people who do not know you, can you tell us about Bruno? Who is Bruno behind sales? Leave sales for now.
Are you related to like Bruno Mars or?
It's interesting that you bring that up because I think I like to consider myself a very elite thinker. One of the things that I'm really proud of is the fact that I like to question things a lot because I find that I'm always curious to know why things work the way they do, how they work, and then to see if there's a possible different way to look at things, right? So I'm not typically the kind of person that wants to just take the status quo. I'm always asking, why is that thing there in the first place? So
Exactly.
beyond
The why.
why. So beyond Bruno the sales guy is Bruno I like to say Bruno the philosopher. I think one of my dreams is to make a shitload of money so that I can retire and become a philosopher.
Yeah.
And so also Bruno is probably a Christian, and that's something I think you would find that spreads into my belief system, how I do and how I treat people, and my worldview. So I don't know if that's too much to start on.
It's okay. Bruno is okay. It's okay. You're really a deep thinker. It's okay. Please. So now that you have been thinking about things, when you heard about the evolution table, what came to your mind? Like
When our email drops.
So email name drop actually it was a text. Right?
Honey.
I was anyways, I was like,
We'll see after.
I was like, but I thought about it, I was like, the name, it's actually very, interesting. I think I like it. I think we talked about it one time.
Yeah.
I think I like the bites to it. So, I knew what to expect already. But yeah, when I got the invite, obviously I felt honored. I was like, yeah, I like to definitely show up here and share my perspective to the evolution team. Let's evolve.
Exactly. So I want to ask some questions.
Sure.
And trust me, this is the evolution table.
All right.
And we want to see real life story.
okay.
And I would like to put your hand at the table and say everything Bruno is going to say on this podcast
Everything we're going to say on this podcast
is nothing but the truth.
is going to be the truth.
You said you're a Christian.
I am.
Okay.
All right. And it's not the truth.
Okay.
Me what I carry. All right, Bruno. So
Just kidding. No.
I know, right? So I would like to know, right, what kind of environment did you come up from? Like, what motivated you? What's your background like? Let's get
Give us a backstory.
Give us a
Like, how did you
backstory.
get here? Like, this is Bruno, the big guy.
So that when they see Bruno, they be like, yeah, we're just one rich Nepo baby. Like, he had the opportunity, that's why he's there.
Yeah, that's why he's
if I had
there.
the opportunity, I would do better than Bruno. So
I don't think
let's hear about that.
I don't think anyone who's succeeding in sales, like real sales, actually is Nepo baby, because sales will test you.
No, you can probably you have the connections. Probably your daddy knows Dangote, that knows
If I had
Fatola, that
I'll
knows.
not be on the evolution table. I'll be somewhere else. I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, my background it's not, my background isn't one of those backgrounds where you have like one crazy story. I grew up in Festac. And growing up in Festac, I really felt like Festac was heaven, right? I used to call Festac small London. Festac, for those of you who know Festac, I'm sorry, but Festac is shit now, right?
It's like a containerized application.
Because
like in Dockers.
everything was there. I went to primary school there. I didn't go to secondary school there, but I grew up there. You could spend your 5-10 years growing up in Festac. Back to the conversation. So I feel like that in my growing up, there wasn't really any particular thing, but there was my mom. Right? So my mom used to tell me that, she'd be like, Bruno, why don't you make something? You could draw, like you're an artist, you can draw, right? Why don't you draw something and sell? And my mom was like, see the way this
Salesboy.
I was like, this is what it's like. And then sometimes she'll come back from work and she's so frustrated. Now I understand her. Then I didn't understand her. She'll be like, why don't you do this thing that your mates are outside, they are running, just selling pure. I'm like, why don't you be comparing to this? Like, I don't understand. It's not the same thing, yeah?
Yeah.
But I think that is where the seed of, being a bit entrepreneurial, going out there, being confident, putting yourself out there was so, because my mom was like very, very encouraging. And then one thing that I want to decide again, I want to be an actor. So the point is that I think, that environment of where like I didn't believe anything was impossible. Right?
Yeah.
Also remember I said like I had a Christian background and all that. I went to formation of the church here. I think I don't want to do anything.
That's right.
So my went to church and the pastor there was really, really amazing. He was, how I speak today was heavily influenced by him. My perception to things also was heavily influenced by him. So I grew up in an environment where I don't believe like certain things are impossible. And I think that foundation was very, very vital to where I am right now.
All right.
Amazing. So, getting to know your background in details now, I would like to ask how the tech are coming to this.
How did tech come into this?
Like, how did you find yourself?
How did you find yourself in tech?
Because you went from being a scientist to
Yeah.
going to selling pure water, to becoming a pastor. Did you know here?
I
thought you drove bus too, right?
He did everything, and his mom was his support. So how did you get into tech?
But this is how salespeople do, right? I met a lot of salespeople and be like, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. And at the end of the day, everything you're selling to me is actually not. So we want to break that today. Like, tell us, technology is here to make things easier for you, right? And there are tools available for you to carry your day-to-day tasks. Now, for example, you have tools that you use for your automations when it comes to sales. You have automations in sales. Yeah, there was something behind automations that was technology, right? So, and you also have some other things. I'm not into sales, right? But I know there are some other tools you use and it's technology related. Now you have the knowledge to this, and that would differentiate you between just a regular sales guy on the roadside or probably in a shop using calculator and a notebook, and you at the other end using technology. But you might pretty not see that except that you're techie apparently. You're techie because you are leveraging technology. Yes. So the question is how the tech now come into sales and into the background as well.
Okay, so let's say that I have always used tech in sales, right?
Yeah.
I'll take you back to 2020 when the journey started, right? Before then, before all of this started, before all the success and what people knew me as, I was and I am still an ordinary because I'm not proud, right? I say if I was an ordinary guy, please say I'm an ordinary guy.
All right.
So I'm still an ordinary guy, please. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I am. I was working in what they call this thing, a gym, right? I was a customer care rep in the gym. Okay. So you know how those guys come to the gym, the people that attend to you at the beginning, you scout all those things. So that's why I used to work. I used to work on the island, so I think somewhere around Victoria Island, Oriental Hotel side. And what's funny was that, I don't want to digress, but what's funny was that the reason I took that job was because I said to myself that if I'm around people with money, maybe somehow the money will flow
to you.
Anyways, so I used to work that job, and then COVID happened in 2020, right? So we had to stop working, and then I was telling Annie all the time that I actually tried data analysis, and that's why whenever I see what she did, I'm like, thumbs up, man, thumbs up.
You couldn't analyze your data.
What's funny was that I actually was learning it, but the problem was that to make money was so slow.
Okay.
I had to make money like ASAP. Right?
Yeah.
Because I had bills, and then before all of that, my phone was stolen. Right? I don't want to bore you with all the details. My phone was stolen. It was the third time in 2 years that I was stolen. It was at Costain. I was entering bus, and I was about to sit down by the window, and I brought out my phone. I said, I go check Twitter.
Welcome to Lagos.
And he was everything but that.
This time around, you don't welcome. This is Lagos, actually.
And I grew up in Lagos, but that's why I grew up in Festa kind of like shields you.
Yeah.
Anyways, to kind of get to the point is that that event triggered me to start learning skills outside what was conventionally available. Okay. So I got into marketing, right? Online marketing, digital marketing. And that's why I started using the power, started using technology. What people don't realize that even WhatsApp is a technology.
Exactly.
Right? It's a technology.
Yeah.
And so let's go back to me say 100 years ago, like sales 100 years ago. You need to go to somebody's office and sell
whatever you
want. You need to maybe stand in the marketplace and sell.
More like a physical contact.
But you know that I remember and this is the real life story, is that I remember that when I started digital marketing, I entered affiliate marketing. That's how I started. And so I remember promoting the product. I put the link there. I just made some sort of copy and all that, like marketing message. That's what copy is, right? So copywriting is like marketing message. So I put the copy there on the WhatsApp status. That's when WhatsApp status started like becoming a thing, right?
Yeah.
And that, because before then there was nothing like WhatsApp status. So I put it there. And then I put the link there, right? And somebody paid and I got a cut out of that. Guess how much I made? My first ever amount of money I made using tech, as we call it.
5K.
Oh, thank you.
That's ambitious. It was 2,250 naira.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Okay.
2,250 naira.
Yeah.
So you know what? That changed my life. Because I thought to myself, I said, Bruno, if you could do this from where you are in the world, you didn't have to go to somebody's office. You didn't have to make like a presentation to a person. Just from where you were sitting down in the comfort of your home, you could do this and somebody across the world could pay money and you could get it. Mind freaking blown.
Wow.
And that is how I began, and that's how I use tech. So today it's a bit more advanced. We have things like AI automations, things like CRMs, even tools like Meta ads and all of those things. These are softwares that allow you to leverage the power of technology to amplify and make your work easier. For example, I made a content. I said that there was this guy, my former person I worked with, right? The guy was better at sales than I was, right? But he would probably get like maybe, let's say, 300 leads, right? Now, I knew how to get leads. I knew how to do like marketing and, get more people. So even if you close like 30% of the deals, right? And I closed like, let's say, 15%. Because I had more leads, because I was using like technology, I had more people to sell to. So even if it was better at me at sales, I didn't want to be at me.
So, because Bruno today was not the same guy that was in the gym back then. So, some people are currently at this stage. Like digital marketers, or probably some still the traditional marketers are trying to transition to digital marketers. They need to get that agreement. And they felt this is actually not enough.
Exactly.
Because if you compare to what you are getting today and what you started, they are not the same field. In digital marketer, that is daily income or revenue is just 2K. Every day, or probably in a month. Like, how can they be intentional about that? But how can I see that 2K and becoming $2K or $2K billion?
I'm so glad you said this because I was talking to one of my mentees just yesterday, and she called me. I'm encouraging her, like, hey, put yourself out there, put your product out. And she did. She called me and she was like, I need $13. So I was like, I know it's small, but I need $13. So she talked to her, and I was like, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't despise the days of like small business, right? It is $13 today. The very fact that you can make $13 means you can make $13,000.
Exactly.
You already have everything it takes, right? We all know the seed principle. Very small seed becomes what a giant, right? You can look at that seed and say, this is nothing. You don't have eyes, you don't have wisdom, you don't have foresight, right? You need to look at that and say, well, this thing can become this big thing. I mean, if you look at all the great companies that started, like, they all started small. You could almost not connect the present to the future.
Exactly.
Right? But little steps of daily action in the right direction, right? And things compound. And so I told her that, look, you're already in the right direction. All you now need to ensure is that you don't stop and you just keep going, right? So $13 today, you ask yourself, how did I make $13? Well, somebody saw my product and they bought. Well, what if I got 1,000 people to see my product? My goal then becomes, how can I get 1,000 people to see this product? And there are tools, technology that we can use to make these things happen. Right? And so that's the step. And then you say, okay, now 1,000 people saw it, but let's say 1% bought it. Okay, now how can I increase the conversion rate of my product? Right? And then maybe you're selling something of, let's say, $20, and that's how you keep making that. Okay, how can I increase it to $200? What more value can I provide? Now you're asking all the right questions. Because you've already seen proof of concept. If one person found it valuable, yes, I bet you there's probably like 100,000 people who
that can also find it valuable. Yeah, amazing.
You're almost convincing me. I think I want to go into sales now. But then, just for people who might be confused, because I when you told me you were into sales, I'm sorry, I just know like data things. When you said you were into sales, I was a bit confused. What are you selling?
I was like, maybe you be upright.
Like,
what? Because I think that sales is one of, and that's why my vision, my mission is to make sales education available, especially in Africa. I feel like sales is one industry that is, number one, very obscure, right? I mean, think about it. If you want to be a doctor, there's a code of conduct here. People just believe that anybody can sell. She needs just to talk to customers. And so they don't feel like there's any sort of training that
sorry, that reminds me of New Life. Those guys, they can sell anything.
So people just believe that you open a shop now, right? Just say, oh, Emeka boy, just come and stay in the shop.
Even Emeka boy, they go through training. Like they actually they go to the shop and they stay for like a year or something like that.
Yes, right.
Learn how to sell.
There's no formal training on sales.
You just you watch what a guy is doing.
You understand? It's such an informal industry. Most people don't believe that they need to like be trained in sales, but you actually have to, because when you are selling tomatoes, right? When you're selling gala, when you're selling like things that are what I like to
like
call
everyday needs
and don't have like high risk attached to it.
Yeah,
you can afford to not have skills. If you're going to get somebody who doesn't know you to send you $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 over the internet, meaning it's not here where you can see I can hold you, like you can disappear tomorrow, my money, and you're
like gone, right? Instantly said, not even tomorrow.
You need to have skills. In this video now. And so to answer your question, what do you sell?
Yeah.
So I sell everything that can be sold via the internet, and that means information, software, right? And those two categories. Yeah. So for example, I think you have a program, right?
Yeah. The data immersed.
The data
immersed,
yes. And you're not promoting yourself here, but I mean, it's wanted to. That's fine. But I think it's like what? How much now?
So like the class?
Yeah, the classes.
As at now, the group class is around 160,000.
160, so it's not too expensive like that, right? You might probably have something that's more expensive or less, right? But the point is, let's say you have something that was like 1 million, like a coaching session or an agency service you're offering that was like 1, 2, 3, 5 M, right? You'd agree with me that the conversation you're going to have with somebody versus somebody who like has say like a 50,000 naira cost, it's going to be different.
Yes.
So what happens is that most of the time founders like Ali and the rest, people who have like coaching programs, they either don't have the skills because they are just good at what they do, like
exactly,
right?
Yeah,
they're good at what you do, maybe content, whatever it is, but they're not good at sales. Because sales is a skill on its own. You get, and so what I do is that I come in, my team, myself, the people I train, they come in, and what we are good at is sales. So we take your products, we already have people who are interested, and we sell it to them. So we get them to pay us money.
Nice.
So to answer the question in clear terms, I sell information, I sell software, and over the internet.
Okay.
All right, Bruno, bro. I want to shift to another dimension. Right. So I just like have a narrative whereby I want to get married.
Okay.
And
when?
Goes, we now
I don't know
and I go visit my in-laws, and the father say, "What do you do?" And I told them, I'm into sales.
Your sales.
Like, to that generation, right? They don't see sales. I'm trying to get somewhere, when I go there and tell them I'm a lawyer, right? I'm a doctor, right? I'm an engineer. Yeah, those names like engineer, doctor, master, those kinds of things. But I'm a sales, I'm into sales. Like, let's touch it. Sales executive, right? How do we let people see that sales is actually very, very important. Like most organizations cannot survive without the sales department. Like, but they give more prestige and respect to other professions, like being an engineer, being an this and all of that. So how do we try to like ship this information back to them to understand that even as a sales executive, you are also you deserve that respect.
That respect.
I don't know
They give to other professions.
You've been very, very spot on there. I don't know who said this, but they said that, sales and maybe engineering or so, right, are the only two value creation side of the business. If you have a great product and you don't know how to sell it, that's the founder, right?
Exactly.
Talk to me now. I'm here now.
Many people who struggle with sales are broke. Like, if you struggle with sales, you're broke. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Right? You broke your business. You can have the great product. And now that AI, everybody with their mother feels like they can build an app, build a sales solutions. Like, I'm sorry, but it's coming for those jobs first, right?
Yeah.
One that's going to be very difficult to crack is sales, especially high ticket sales, which is where my expertise is because anybody who knows anything about business will tell you that sales is important. Even if they do not, they're unable to literally tell you, in their actions, they will show you that sales is important to their business. And so, for example, you see that the founder is doing most of the selling, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because he's the one that believes in the product more. He knows the product, he builds it from ground up. And so, therefore, he has the conviction to tell somebody about it, right? So he knows, intimately, right, subconsciously that this part of the business is important. And so I'll say this, that people who know their worth or who know their salt already know when you say like, oh, look, I'm into sales. However, there's also the colloquial picture that comes to mind that people have about sales, which is that that it's just somebody in the shop and somebody like
something.
So that's why whenever I introduce myself to people like that, at least I don't want to go through the stress of explaining.
Exactly, because that's what I'm going to. The stress of explaining that you're not just a sales boy.
I just say I'm a high ticket closer.
They have to go and make their research.
I don't like I'm a high ticket closer, so I'm a closer, right? That's what it is, because we close the deals, right? So you bring the deals to us, you bring someone who's interested, close it.
Okay, so I have a question for you before we wrap up and let you go. So this is the evolution table, and the name behind this, or like the reason behind this name, is that we're trying to talk about things that happen on the table that's behind the scene. I know you've been telling us how nice and everything, but can you tell us, like, just give us a bit about your journey? Was it all rosy, like the journey on the table where you were learning? Now we are seeing the results, right?
Seeing Bruno.
But before these results,
exactly,
can you tell us what happened on the table?
So I'll tell you how I got here, right? I didn't get like I said, I didn't get here. Like, I didn't just know sales and then just didn't know. I actually paid somebody. First coach I paid to learn sales, I paid him $3,000.
Wow.
That's first coach. Yeah, I did.
That's actually an investment.
Yes, I did. So
a whole lot.
Then and now, I've invested.
Pay me now, I'll teach you data.
I already have to help my data. So I think between then and now, I've probably invested like $15,000 in just sales education alone. Right? And what that does is two things. Number one is that, you see, you sell and you buy the way you are. What do I mean by that? If you cannot invest, if you've never invested like significant amount of money into your education, you will find it difficult to tell somebody to invest significant amount of money into yourself or to teach them something. And this dilemma I find it in most business owners, because they have never invested anything significant into something intangible like education. Right? Because they're like, what is it? I can always have. You can try. Right? Now, so when I did that, what it did is it gave me confidence to say, well, if you can actually get if you can actually pay $3,000 to somebody over the internet, guess what? Somebody else can actually pay you. Right? And so that's the first thing. That mindset was very important. Now, the truth is that it wasn't rosy. It's not even rosy all the time. Right? It's not rosy all the time. Sales is synonymous with rejection. Right? It's you will if you can't stand rejection, you're in the wrong profession.
That's it.
Right? If you can't stand rejection, you're in the wrong profession. If you're impatient, you're in the wrong profession. Right? If you're not curious, if you're not curious, like wanting to know, ask questions, like genuinely curious about, you're in the wrong profession. right? And so I'll tell you a story. When I first started, right, I finished learning that. I finished, gone through the program like 6 months in. I was itching to get on an offer, right? Like we call it in our industry. And so this guy reaches out to me because he sees me, I'm very active in the community, and he's like, Bruno, I want you to come sell for me. And I'm like, sure, man. Like, and then what are we selling? We're selling a $30,000 to $50,000 package. We're selling it to entrepreneurs in Europe, outside America, outside Africa, so entrepreneurs in Europe. We were selling them a tax relocation service, meaning that we wanted them to relocate their assets to Dubai. Yeah. Because they pay heavy taxes where they are. So we wanted them to move there. So someone who's probably like paying like $300K a year, if you could, quote unquote, convince him to move his assets to Dubai, he would see it as a no-brainer because now he only gets to pay $30K and then save the rest of the $270. Yeah. That sounds like a good deal, right?
Yeah.
That sounds like a good deal, right? That sounds like a good deal, right? Of course. Oh my God. Boy, I saw Shiggy.
Trying to sell that.
I saw me. You see, right?
Yeah.
There are times I wake up in the morning because a salesperson's problem is a couple of things, right? Number one, is not enough leads. Meaning that your calendar is empty, so you have to go hunt for leads. Most people don't really like that. Like it's one of those part of the job that you don't like. Right? Sometimes you gotta do it. It's just a job. Now, but this one didn't have that problem. The leads were like I wake up, I'll see 10 calls.
Yeah,
right? So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna close like 3. I close like 3, I get 10% commission, that's $2,000 times 3, that's $9,000. I'm a freaking baller! Right?
Yeah.
But I'm very sure that this is going to be like,
relax.
So, what happened?
Yeah.
I got on the call, I think I got the first call. And that's when I realized that having a good offer, but not being able to communicate the intellectual side of things that, look, I know this subject. Like, I'm just a sales guy. I have no freaking idea of tax laws in all the different countries in Europe. Right? And then also the recent tax laws in Dubai. And these guys were having me questions. And I was just looking like you. I was looking like a deer in the headlight. And I remember one guy was like, when we finished the call, he now sent me an email and he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry, but like, I'm not doing business with you. Like, straight up.
Shit.
And I was leaving. I think I lost it. I sent one angry ass email. I remember what I said.
No, they never leave you.
The guy now texted, he replied back and said that even if I was going to do business with you, right? Yeah. This year, there's what he used it, like this year, passive aggressive message that has turned me off. The moment I was going to tell him to hell with you, man. So, and that just kept happening. That kept happening like back to back. And then I started asking myself, like, bro.
Are you sure this is for you?
Do you know that? I was like, bro, did I get into the wrong profession? Like, am I even sure this thing is so? I'm not even sure, like, I'll make this work.
I think to an extent, a career is not, if you don't question your career at some points, you are not, it's not training, you're not born in this, right? Just like you said. So, but what I've picked from what you said, which is like very, very important, and I really appreciate like you were very, very intentional about it, investment, like investing in education. Now, I see a lot of young people trying to get into a career, but they're not ready to pay or invest in themselves, right? They just want to get to that stage where you are currently, and they want to earn the same amount, they want to get the same results as you. And you also mentioned something, patience, perseverance. Like, I don't think a lot of people have that as of today. I remember we were in a forest class and a guy was like, how can I make the same amount of money
in 2 days?
Jeff and the rest of them, like, you've not even started the class, you don't know what the candle looks like, and you want to earn the same amount of money. So I think this is how it works, and I'm like, I really appreciate just everything. But, and also, there's something you did, which to an extent, this is salespeople are always angry. And so I'm doing angry. Yes, because apparently, when you have like 10 calls and you do this like
no close any
deal and pressure and everything, no commission, all of that. So, but you are just chilled and all of that. Like, are you sure you're salesperson?
He's making money now. It's not the angry one.
So I could see the backstory, right? Because that's where you've broken out those chains already, and you actually like show people how they can also get stuff. Amazing. Like, I love your story. And just like Annie said, I rest after a class. You must sell this.
So it's interesting that, sorry to it's interesting that you say that, but I feel like I'm still human. The times when I've invested in the call and it doesn't go my way, I still feel that way. Like, there's one that we had 2 calls.
Yeah.
Right, we had like 2 calls, and we were already talking about the contract, right? The deal was like $13,000 until the guy just comes back the next year and says, and that guy was doing better. Most people will just ghost you. The guy just comes back the next year, says, man, I don't think we're moving forward with this.
Wow. I'm sure you spent the money already.
I've already thought of all the things I'm going to buy. But the point is that yes, it does happen. But one thing I teach my students, and I tell my students that you have to detach yourself. You have to detach yourself from the outcome. Like when I'm in a sales conversation, I don't care about the money. Like really, to be fair, I really don't even want you to buy, right? Because the truth is that if I push you, you push yourself back, right? And if you're really intentional about wanting to do this, you will fight for it, right? And so that has been how I now sell. And it works if you know how to do it, right? You don't have to be an asshole, but if you know how to do it, that is by far the best way to sell.
Oh,
amazing.
I feel like we should start selling this podcast.
Yeah,
because this innovation is just too much, like too much. So I want to say a very big thank you to Bruno for being here. Like thank you for leaving all your calls and your billions that you should be making and being here with us.
Thank you. Why you check?
And we are hoping to sign up for your class, so we'll learn how to sell our podcast to you guys.
Some people might want to know how they can reach you. So Bruno Nwogu, that's my name. I'm sure you probably see it on the screen. Bruno Nwogu across all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, X. You'll find me there. You'll find me there. So.
Alright, it's amazing moments with you, Bruno. So guys, don't forget to follow our channel. Click on the subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Don't just watch though. Subscribe on that button.
Or else we'll start selling it.
Exactly. Start selling it. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye.